The first thing that came back to me was the sense of sight. And as I opened my eyes through my visor, saw the mass of chestnut curls to my left, inside the suit, recognized myself, registering in my mind, female astronaut, and looked straight up through the visor as I was lying there, which seemed for centuries. Where was I? And why was I awakening at this moment on this planet?
She had had to study cartography and mapping and decide on the points on Earth that would locate the stars above at a particular time.
I was on a stretcher and I was being carried to a village. The sky reminded me of where I came from, and my starship must have crashed, for they were taking me now, as if they had known who I was, and they cheered me as I passed in the streets. I was back on the table. I must have been there for a long time and just coming to consciousness again. The medicine man was working on my body. He was in a deep trance. He held his hand a few inches above my back, and this time I could see text as they emanated from me into the air. There was a map of worlds as well as all the information I had been searching for. When he touched the soles of my feet, images of the world appeared.
She was vibrating at a higher octave this time. Each particle of light was clearer and more in focus. She was traveling the grid. Islands spoke to her like giant petrified birds, their hearts still beating under the volcano.
I have always had a place inside of me that was dreaming. I've always had a space that held a heart so softly, I did not know where to put it down or who to give it to, and there was always a part of me that observed it all.
In her travels, she came upon huge granite quarries. The stone was so dark that the experience was like the light from an eclipse. There was no other light but the one coming from a distant sun on the horizon, and a few reflections of stars in the stone. Massive dark stoneworks, long corridors, an iridescent blue filtering in the back of certain objects, as if backlit from distant stars. She found herself drawn up in space until she was outside the field, looking back at the stars, as if she was on the backside of the stars, looking back. The light that comes over the earth during a total eclipse of the sun. The stars were a language she knew so well, one in which she could read like notes in a music sheet for the piano.
They were reminiscent of the maps that the medicine man had showed me on the soles of my feet.